Straight up Tennessee family, what's happening? Happy Wednesday, man. Hope everybody had a great week so far. It is Wednesday, which y'all already know what it means. It's the midweek chat. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Y'all already see it in the title, man. The 2025 playoff chances. Does Tennessee actually have a shot at the playoff, or are we is it wishful thinking again? Like, are we hoping that it happens, or can it actually happen? There's a lot that's changed on Rocky Top, but I still have a little bit of hope that we can make it happen. Who's the best player on this team right now and why? I know my answer is very simple, but I'm going to wait to kind of roll that out. Will the offense in 2025 be more explosive? Is there going to be, or should I say, are there going to be more explosive plays this year than we saw last year? Last year, we left a lot of them on the table. We left a lot on the table in 2024. Can we get back to being 2022 explosive? I got my boys with me tonight, man. It's going to be a fire episode. Y'all lock in. Let's tap in. And y'all already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Let's ride.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Mashack's got to go. A fire! Fire! Wins it! Jahmai Mashack wins it! He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss! And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
This is a beautiful sight, my boys. This is a good sight, my boys. What's good? You already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Got your boy Ruck in the building. Got Cell and C2 with me tonight. Listen, y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel. It's real simple, man. Hit that join button, and then guess what? You get to lock in with us all year long, all day long. We literally just wait. Discord ain't even. I mean, like, it's been popping because obviously the baseball team doing what they doing, trying to make it back to the College World Series, which we're just one series away. Hopefully we can make it happen. But on top of that, football is literally, guys, like we play in 87 days.
That's wild.
87. And there's a lot of stuff I need to see before we hop up on that field, bro. I can't say that I'm worried, but maybe the word is I'm anxious for 2025. Like, how y'all feeling so far? Just all the off-season talk. I mean, there's really, like, since the Nico thing,
there ain't been no talk.
It's quiet, ain't it?
But I think I was talking about this the other day. So I think Heupel has learned from Joe Milton after all the hype after the Orange Bowl going into his last year and how much he got killed. I think he's protective of his players and his locker room, and how social media or what the news gets out. I honestly, I think that season was a turning point on how much we hear during the off season or during breaks. I really do think that's why it's so quiet this year.
SEC Media Day is in a couple of weeks in July, and typically they release in June or like early July, like who they're going to send. I'm curious to see who Heupel sends this year. Last year, I think it was Peely, and I can't remember. Somebody in the chat will probably know. He sent Peely and somebody else on the offense. Maybe it wasn't Brew. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm interested to see who he sends this year, because that's going to tell us a lot about who's leading the rooms, right? Mm-hmm. Like, who is really impact? Because y'all, we know nothing right now, bro. Like these guys are just these guys are just out there, like, and their summer workouts just started back, but like Oh, there it goes right there. Dylan said it right there. Shout out to the boy Dilly. He said Cooper Mays. Yep, Cooper Mays went, and I think Omari Thomas went as well last year.
He did.
But
I'm on the same page with Sel. I'm kind of happy we haven't been hearing too much. I feel like last year there was so much hype going into the year that like we didn't come out doing well anyway. After we got into like actual games against real opponents and kind of backed our way into the playoffs in a way. But I think the amount of hype and then what we saw on the field damaged like recruiting, damaged being able to like retain people because the hype was just so high. And even though we made the playoffs and, you know, won the amount of games we won, beat the people we beat, like, we felt disappointed at the end of the year because we got so hyped up going into it.
You know, I was talking about this on Sunday night, bro. All we need is competency at the quarterback position. It ain't got to be special, right? Like, I know everybody gets so excited about Hendon and what Hendon was able to do at Tennessee. And I am not going to throw shade at all because what Hendon Hooker did at Tennessee is special. But if we want to be really, really honest, the only thing that made Hendon Hooker so much better than everyone else that has been a quarterback in the Heupel system so far, that being only Joe and Nico, right, is that when guys were open, he actually hit them.
Yeah, accuracy.
Like it wasn't anything spectacular, people. Like, yes, a 99-yard drive against Florida to go up in halftime, like that's spectacular. That's amazing. But if you go back and you just watch film, you watch the tape, you watch what he was able to do, it was nothing spectacular, really, ever. He was just hitting go up. This is what's been happening, though, y'all. We've been, as fans, we have been so just disgusted with Heupel and Joey Halzle since Golish left. And we're all like, is it Golish's issue? Is it a Heupel? Is it Halzle? Y'all, go back, man. I felt convicted the other night, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go back and watch tape. I watched 2023 with Joe Milton. I watched last year with Nico. These guys are running wide open. Bro, they can't scheme this up any better. We're not executing. So before we can point fingers at play calling and stuff, when guys are running wide open and we're not hitting them and then we run the ball 40 times, that's why. Because they can't trust that somebody can hit a bomb anymore. Like, that's why Hendon had the green light. These other two cats, these last 2 years, they have had the reins held back because they've proven that they can't be accurate anywhere on the field. Nico was, and this is what's crazy, Nico's most accurate zone on the field was the middle of the field, which is also the hardest throw in the game. Mm-hmm. That makes zero sense to me. It's just like, that's the stuff where I'm like, we can't point fingers anymore, bro. Like, go watch tape and see if guys are running open. I trust Heupel, and I trust that, like what Sale said just a minute ago, I genuinely think the quietness is making me optimistic. Because you don't know. Like, yeah, you can watch Joey Aguilar tape. They ran the pistol at App State, which means he had to turn his back every time he got the ball and was still making the correct read. So now he's playing in a wide open spread kind of run first offense where everything's in front of you, bro. They about to make this so easy. So like Dylan said in the chat right here, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Adrian, what's good, man? Good to see you back, my boy. Good to see you. Good to see you. So y'all, let's kind of dive in with this tonight, man. Let's start it off like this. C2, you kind of opened the can talking about last year and how we pretty much limped our way into the playoff. Like, we should have blew Florida out. We should have won 38-17.
Should have blew out Bama.
We should have blew Bama out. That final score should have been, I think it was 41. What'd they have? 20 or 17, something like that. Like, they were that was supposed to be a blowout, but we left plays on the field. We still get the win, so it counts towards the win total. But the two losses, bro, like the Georgia game, we shot ourselves in the foot. had that game won, but couldn't throw the football again. Another night where you can't throw the football. And then, you look at Arkansas, like you go down there and choke, and you got guys running wide open on the last play of the game, and we run out of bounds. So all of that the Nico era was short-lived. And so now we're back to just, to me, it feels like back to business, back to square one. Heupel's back to just Heupel. There's no hype at Tennessee. Obviously, everybody's excited and hype again about the defense because it's about to be absolutely filthy again.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about the chances? Again, remember, it's another cupcake year for us schedule-wise. Let's just call a spade a spade. Our schedule is not hard, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, the hardest thing about our schedule is the fact that now you got to play a Florida team who's going to be well-developed at the end of the year. And you just kind of hope Lagway shows that he is injury prone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of have to hope that at this point. And so, Adrian, I don't even know if I want to answer that question, but we'll see in a second. So y'all, what are the chances? C2, like, let's go with you first. Like, what are the chances Tennessee actually makes the playoff in 2025?
I think the chances we make the playoff are good. I don't know about the chances we do much in the playoffs. That's going to depend on who we're seeded against, I think, which I think has been shown really last year. I know it's going to be a little different this year, but I think last year really showed how far you go in the playoffs is really just comes down to who
Matchups.
are you lining up against, because
It's always that way.
I feel
Matchups.
confident that we could have beat probably 7 of the other teams that were in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
But we got matched up against Ohio State, and we saw what they did to everybody that they played against.
Mm-hmm.
It did not matter.
I'm going to pause you for a second. And I'm going to let you keep going. Did y'all see how they're changing the playoff seeding to actually be like, 1 through whatever? And we would have actually played SMU in Neyland Stadium.
It was that bracket that I made. If it was based off of seeding, if straight up Tennessee fam, if you was following us back in what would that have been, January?
Yeah,
we made a bracket if it was based off of seeding, and we would have got SMU at home.
Can you imagine the party that would have been at Neyland?
Bro, we would have went to that game carefree, literally. You know what I'm saying? Just like what they said on Drumline. Because the last 4 years at the BET Classic, Morris Brown been spanning. Like, that's what we would have done, bro. We would have killed SMU. But
and I think the defense would have been juiced up too, because SMU had that buzz around the quarterback and everything, and they just would have took pride in it.
Yeah. Oh, we would have been so hungry, bro. So hungry.
Well, not even just that, just the game atmosphere, because SMU, those people like to party. So Neyland would have just been like pregame would have been nuts over there.
So I have a question before C2. Don't forget your thought. I just have one more question. So with the seeding, is it going to be automatic bids first in those first 4, then the seeding goes down the rest of the line, or no automatic bids?
No, still automatic bids, but the automatic bids don't mean you're seated in the top 4. It just means you're in.
Correct. So, like, if you win the SEC, cool. You still could be 6th based off of just a lot of different things that happen. And supposedly there's going to be no group of like power, like what do they call that? Not a power 4, but like the group
of 5 automatic bid.
Like there's not an automatic bid for them either.
It's more like group of 6 now with the Pac-12 being what it is.
Yeah. So there's no automatic bid for them, which is great because you saw, man, like Boise did not belong. They did not belong. Like I'm glad they got to, like, I'm glad that Genty did his thing and all of that. But y'all saw, like, I said that all year. I was like, those teams do not belong in the playoff. And so I hate it because, I mean, you want to give them a chance, right? Kind of like the NCAA tournament. But, like, it's not good. It's not good TV, bro. Like, it's just not good TV. But go ahead, finish your thoughts, C2, my bad.
So with our schedule being as much of a cupcake schedule as it is, and just, I haven't seen anything recent. I am just solely going off what I saw in the spring game because work has been insane. I've not kept up with any sort of practice footage, anything like that.
Yep.
If that trajectory has continued from what I saw in the spring game, I'm good starting GMAC.
They're not gonna start GMAC.
I know they're not, but I'm just saying with our schedule being what it is,
Yeah, he looked nice.
I would put him in. Now, it could be that in practice that, you know, Jake has come out and maybe he was just, I don't know, nervous for the spring game or whatever. But, you know.
For those that
wish
are
that it
listening
would.
on our podcast, I just did the Johnny Manziel money sign.
Yeah, it's all about that. And I wish, you know, I really wish that we would play the best guy. You know what I mean? Like, just play the best dude. And I don't know. Sal, what you think? What are the actual chances this team makes the playoff in 2025?
I don't know. I say 50-50 at this point, I guess. But like we're saying, it's the unknown. And honestly, I think that'll make this year fun, especially with the first game being a neutral site. Honestly, I'm tired of neutral site games, man. Let's go with home and home series. But that will show us something. But then we got Georgia that third week at Rocky Top.
That's the game of the year, bro. That's the one we're going to know quickly.
We're going to know how much we need to grow, how much where we are right then at that moment, where Georgia is. So I don't know. Like, saying it now, I have no idea. I know defense is going to be solid, like you said. But offensively, we're literally reloading. And we'll have to see, too. I mean, last year we figured out how defenses are guarding us a little bit different. So we'll see if Heupel and Coach will be able to adjust, and we'll see what happens.
Here's why I personally think it's a little higher than 50-50 is that we're getting that Georgia game is huge. Don't get me wrong, but we're getting them early in the year for once. I feel like normally when we finally get to play Georgia, we've already been beat to hell by everybody we've played, and we're injured all over the place. So I'm hoping that, you know, we come in and give them a game and hopefully come out with a win. You know, I know there's a lot of uncertainty right now, but I just feel like, especially with there not being a group of 6 bid, I just feel like we've got a decent chance because there's not that, these people were ranked 32nd, but because they're the highest ranked group of 5 team to win their championship, they're going to bump out 12th ranked Tennessee from being in the conversation. Because I mean, looking at the schedule, like we should beat Syracuse. If we lose to Syracuse,
this year's going to be fun.
It's
like,
going to be a rough month.
We don't even have a guaranteed top team in the SEC really this year. Like last year, we knew it was going to be Georgia. Like this year, we really don't know.
Like, I think that's the beauty of it, though, because like you can now go into every week like, bro, you got something to play for, and like people will start to separate, right? You know, it always happens. Like teams will start to separate around week 5. Like, all right, these are legit. You know, if I had to say who's the best team in the SEC right now, you know, I didn't even put them. I don't even think I put them on my list when I did the show on Sunday, but it's Texas. Like, if we want to be real, Texas is the best team in the SEC. I mean, if we just want to be real, I kind of want to answer this, y'all. Adrian threw a chat, threw something in on YouTube. So if you're listening to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the question was, which Tennessee game this season is a must win? Can I be honest, y'all? You might not. I want everybody to answer this and what you think. Mine is Arkansas, bro.
Ooh.
We haven't beat Arkansas in like 12 years. We lost to them COVID year 2020 in Neyland. We just lost to them at Arkansas. Like, they've had our number. Literally, the Arkansas Razorback. They're not good at all, but they've had Tennessee's number the last 10 to 15 years. That's a game you have to win. But I saw what you were doing, Sal, so you go ahead and say your squad. I think that too, because that team is actually, they got a lot better this year.
If Nico was returning, it would be Florida. But since we're reloading and starting over, I'm gonna squash that, especially with it being in November. I'm not gonna squash that, but we haven't beat Florida on the road in so long. But I'm not gonna throw that on whoever our QB1 is at that time. But Georgia, I say that's a 50-50 because they're the returning champions. But just it's gonna be a home game. I can't think of our full schedule off the top of my head. I can't really think of any. So we got Georgia, Florida, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi State. Is that right?
At
Yeah.
home, yeah.
And
Yep.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I agree. I'm not mad at the Arkansas answer. I'm gonna say Oklahoma too, and do not sleep on Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia coming back.
Sadly. C2, what you think? What is the must-win game?
I'm going to say Arkansas as well, but for a different reason. I was torn between Oklahoma, Florida, and Arkansas, so I just real quick looked over each of their schedules again. Oklahoma and Florida have tougher schedules than we do and than Arkansas does. So if it comes down to someone with a weaker schedule getting in, I feel like there's a decent chance it comes down to looking at who won between us and Arkansas as far as an SEC team goes. Because Arkansas has a pretty easy schedule up until kind of towards the end. They play a lot of teams that have just been wildly inconsistent. Obviously, that can change in a year. But their hardest games on the schedule to me look to be Texas, LSU, and us. Maybe Notre Dame if Notre Dame actually decides to show up, but I just don't like Notre Dame's chances going into Arkansas for an away game there.
Interesting.
Dylan says in the chat, he says, I just got a bad feeling about this year. Georgia early, Bama on the road, and Florida late in the swamp. Plus, you've got to account losing a game that we should win. It makes me nervous. I hate BVS because it's so real. It is so real. And we just think that we can never get to the mountaintop, bro. Like, we really think we can't get there. And it sucks. I think Tennessee has a shot at the playoff. I can't give you anything about it yet. I want to see some. I want to see some summer workouts. I want to get to fall camp. I can't give you anything yet.
What's our floor this year? What to you is an acceptable number of wins, given how much we're retooling, to where you, in your opinion, don't think fans should be upset with the coaching staff if they get this amount of wins?
I think it's 8. I think it's 8. I think if you give up 4 games, that being Georgia, I think you have to beat one of the 3. That helps account. And I'm saying 8 because I'm accounting maybe even like a bowl game loss or something. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, you got to beat one of the big 3. You got to split with Arkansas and Oklahoma. That's the way I think about it.
I'm not even going to count the bowl games anymore because if it's not a playoff game, who knows what's going to happen? We're in a different era.
What about you, Sal? What's your floor?
I just think Heupel. I mean, I just think we've been with Heupel long enough. If he loses to Bama, Florida, and Georgia, I just think that seat's going to get a little bit warmer. And it's weird to say that he has a warm seat now. I don't even want to say that, but I can feel it being maybe like a little lukewarm or something.
I agree with you. And I don't want it to be that way, but it would be. It 100% would be. Let's keep it moving, boys. Adrian says 9 or 10. I'm happy with 8, bro. I'm gonna be real. Just with all the turnover offensively, but I do think Heupel found the right guy. I really do. And I'm not saying that Joey's even gonna start, even though I think he should. Experience, listen, bro. I don't care. I don't care how talented people are. I'm telling you, like I know people are talented. I know that kids are super talented. They come in ready and expecting to play. But man, I've also known, bro, like experience triumphs talent any day. Like to me, at least, it's like, man, you could be the most talented hooper, but when you on the floor and you inexperienced, you turn the ball over. You do things like that are so uncharacteristic. Your IQ on this level ain't where it needs to be. I think that's why BJ Edwards was not good at Tennessee, but he's now excelling in SMU. Now he's transferring again. But like
Excelling.
Yeah, he's better than he was. But like again, it's all experience, man. And that's why I'm like, Joey also has this grit about him. He was a 0-star recruit, went to JUCO. And if you can get, I said this on Sunday, and I really believe this, bro. If you can get out of JUCO and go D1, it doesn't matter where you went. You went D1.
Yeah.
Bro, like you can ball. And so that's why I'm like, I have a high kind of ups. He has an upside to me that Jake just doesn't have. You know, like he's a redshirt freshman quarterback with 0 experience. The man played 9 snaps last year. Like what is that going to help us? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But let's say this. Best player on this team right now. Everybody on the count of 3, say who you gonna say.
Wait.
Okay.
We talking both sides of the ball?
Yeah, just who is the best player on the team?
All right, got you.
All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready?
No, not at all.
Best player on the team. Y'all know yet? Come on. You ready, C2?
I'm not ready.
I'm about to count to 3. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
McCoy.
Boo Carter. Who'd you say, Sam?
Jerome McCoy.
Okay. Jamal McCoy, nice.
I was gonna say McCoy, but I couldn't remember. Isn't he injured?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was gonna try and pick someone who wasn't injured. I guess someone I think will be kind of more on the field more.
If Jamal McCoy did not tear his ACL just 6 months ago, I would have said Jamal McCoy.
Jamal got toe up though up in Columbus, man.
Yeah,
Everybody got toe up in Columbus, bro.
I don't think there was a single person on our team. Well, maybe.
If we want to be real though, Sal, if you go back and actually watch the tape, it was Ricky. Ricky was getting torched in Columbus.
Yeah.
It wasn't really Jeremiah. They didn't really throw to his side because they didn't have to. They just kept going to Jeremiah. And for some reason, we felt like Ricky was the best guy to guard Jeremiah right at that point. So,
Yeah.
he torched us, bro.
Have we seen enough of Mike Matthews though to say that? I'm
It's
looking
all
at
upside.
Adrian's.
It's all upside. And he can, I think he's going to be great. I think he didn't get enough snaps to know. So
Not at
I'm with
all
you on
last
that.
year.
Like
Yeah, he
there
didn't
wasn't
get
enough
enough snaps
snaps
at
to know
all.
if Mike Matthews was any good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you did see how good he could be. I mean, that ball, I mean, and yes, it was Kent State, but Gaston Moore threw a ball that I was like, there's no way he's catching this. And he jumped. I think he had like a 36-inch vertical on that play and scored a touchdown. But you know what I mean? It's just, for me, I find it hard to say Mike Matthews right now. Hey, this isn't bad, dude. Miles Kitzelman.
Is that our tight end?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm tired of us utilizing him one game and then abandoning him the next.
I think that was the stupid stuff that we would do too. Like NC State, you would have thought that the tight ends were going to be hella involved the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they disappear and then we bring them back and then they disappear. And it's like, they say Ethan Davis, bro, is on something different this year. And I'm like, that's what we need, bro. And
So when you're watching film, do you think it's a matter of them using them more for protection in other games? What do you think it is?
Well, last year it was simply because Nico couldn't hit anybody. And so we started running 12 personnel, which is 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. And so they were just blockers. Like that's what we did last year because they trusted Dylan Sampson would get the job done, and he did. You know what I mean? Like, but in the end, it cost us because he got hurt play number 3 in Columbus because we ran him all year long.
Yeah. I think if it's not Boo Carter, it's going to be one of our 2 running backs. Just
Who, like
history.
P. or Deshaun Bishop?
Yeah, Deshaun Bishop or Peyton Lewis.
They
hope
say
so.
Star Thomas is a dog, man. I don't know. I'm excited. Dylan says Lance Hurd and Campbell were hurt all year too. Yeah, let's not talk about John Campbell. I love John Campbell, but last year, boy, he could have rotted in you know where. That boy was not locked in because that man was playing on no legs, bro. He was literally playing like his body was out there, but he wasn't out there. Like he wasn't doing anything because he
Lance
was injured.
Hurd early in the year wasn't good either.
Hey, but that's
He got
development.
better.
That's development. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that because even in Columbus, bro, he didn't give up a sack in Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that whole right side was giving up sack after sack, bro. It didn't matter who was in, Dane Davis or John Campbell. It didn't matter. They was giving up sacks, bro. They was giving up sacks, boy. But I mean, I think this year we're going to find out a lot about this coaching staff. I think this coaching staff is very underwhelming. It is not an SEC coaching staff. Like Rodney Garner is. Everybody else is just an average D1 coach who got an opportunity because Hypo likes to promote people within.
Hold on now. Who? Ronnie Garner, or DC or defensive line coach?
Defensive line coach.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The defensive side, I say Rodney Garner, Tim Banks. Those
Yeah.
are SEC caliber coaches. Everybody else can bounce.
Yeah.
Everybody. And Darrell Sims. I like Darrell Sims, the running back coach. There was no drop off from Sims. From there was no drop off from what was my dude's name? Golly. He oh my gosh. Let's go. Jerry Mack. There was no drop off from Jerry Mack to Darrell Sims in the running back room. Facts are facts.
If you're a running back coach at Tennessee, I just feel like you kind of got it made in a way because our running game's been so good that we just keep getting great running backs.
Good backs, yeah. But they gotta okay. Darrell Sims gets 100% of the development of Peyton Lewis.
Absolutely.
And P. Lou played big downs for us at the end of the year, bro.
Yeah.
Big downs and played great. And so this year 2, if you're already saying one of the 2 running backs, you gotta say Darrell Sims is doing his job. Dylan Elam says the recruiting evaluations need to be better. We shouldn't be relying on transfers on the O-line in year 5. Real. Because right now, Lance Hurd was really a transfer. We didn't recruit him out of high school. Sam Pendleton, transfer. Wendell Moy, transfer. We have no development guys except the 5-star that is going to start this year being David Sanders. And we're going to find out if David Sanders can do it, bro. We're going to find out early how good David Sanders is because that offensive line on paper is good. Everything after it is unknown. You feel me? Like everything after it. Because that starting lineup, bro. Lance Hurd at left. Sam Pendleton at left guard. Probably William Satterwright at center. Wendell Moy at guard. And David Sanders at tackle. Wendell Moy has played hella football, people. And so you feel good about that. But after that, bro, I'm like, I'm scratching my head, bro. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm tired of things being good on paper. And
That's real. That's
no
real.
clue. And then it turns out that paper is single ply.
We've been hinting at it all night, but this offense, man, guys have been running open the last 2 years. We haven't been competent enough to hit them. Does anything change in 2025, guys? I said this on Sunday, and this is what I want y'all to know. And I said it just like this. I'm going to say it again. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to be cute again on offense. Like what we did in 22, bro, was so flashy and so cute. People hated it. Like there was not one game I went to in 2022 that I genuinely felt like Tennessee's going to lose because we was just smacking everybody, bro, because we knew that guys were going to be running open and they were going to catch the ball when they were open. The last 2 years, guys were running open and we couldn't get them the ball. When we got them the ball, they couldn't believe that we got them the ball, and they dropped it.
Or they dove unnecessarily to catch a ball they didn't have to dive for.
So what are we going to be? Is this offense going to get better, or is this just who we are, y'all?
After Georgia, are most of those games pretty mid-tier level?
Not really. You get Georgia, then you get UAB, and then you get back in the SEC play. You get Arkansas.
At home.
Yep, you get a bye week. I'm pretty sure.
State. We get Mississippi State after UAB before Arkansas.
Okay, Mississippi State and then Arkansas.
And there's a bye week after Mississippi State.
Then bye week, and then you get Oklahoma at home.
I'm just asking because the schedule might be in our favor too to see how it progresses or not.
But I want to know, bro. Like I felt like in 2022, bro, you just knew. Like that first game
after
bro,
Pitt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You knew, like even the Pitt game, it was kind of sloppy, but the way we had to win, we won. And then you really knew after me and C2 sat together on a beautiful back porch of an old friend, and we literally watched them beat the brakes off of LSU. When we beat the brakes off of LSU down there, I was like, okay. I was like, okay. Okay. This is what we're going to look forward to the rest of the year. And it's exactly what happened. The rest of the year, we just smacked teams. And like I said, like Hendon wasn't doing anything crazy except hitting guys, which seems crazy to us now. So how good, I mean, like, I know what you're saying, Sel, but like, you got to give me like, how good can they, like, are we just mid right now? Like this, all right. And we just got to wait and see.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say on it. You got to be like, I'm not expecting us to win the same amount of games or, you know, I think anywhere from 6 to 11 wins is possible this next year. I think my floor is also probably 8. But there is no reason with the quarterbacks we have that we're not hitting people. If we've got a quarterback who's starting and he's not hitting people, and that person is still starting after 2 or 3 games of not hitting people, and we haven't switched out, that seat should start getting warm. I don't care who we've lost to, even. And if it's not better, I think there's 3 things that need to be looked at. One, the recruiting. I think Trey Johnson needs to be looked at, because if we've got all these quarterbacks coming in that are supposed to be great and they ain't doing anything, what's going on? Is it a talent issue? 2, our offensive coordinator needs to be looked at, because if it's not a talent issue, then you're clearly not doing something right. Quarterback coach in there with him too. Like, what are we doing? And then finally, ultimately, if all of those people are still here and our offense looked as doo-doo as it did in every big game last year, then we got to start looking at the head coach if he's not moving people along and trying to fix things with our coaching staff.
Dylan says this in the chat on YouTube. It takes consistency, catching, passing, and blocking. What scares me is we don't have depth still. God forbid Mike Matthews goes down for a few weeks. We didn't get a receiver in the portal. And I'm okay to run with the young guys, man. I'm okay with it. It's like, I know what Dylan's saying, but I'm like, man, let's play Trav. Let's play Rodarius. Let's play these young guys, man. Let's play them and let's just see. Let's just see. Because no way in the love of God would you have told me that Jeremiah Smith was going to do what he did last year as a freshman, like a true 18-year-old. And I know everybody was hype about Ryan Williams and all about, did you know he was 17 and blah, blah, blah. Man, he did a spin move and hurdle guy, and the rest of the year he was very mid. Let's just call a spade a spade. Because, I mean, when they came to Knoxville, he was strapped.
Because we lined him up across from who?
My mind. But, I mean, I hope he's the same. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, he should be. You know, ACLs are – and Sel, you can even speak to these, because, I mean, I know you never had an ACL injury. God forbid you ever have one. But, like, you've probably been around guys in the pro game that have had that. And nowadays, from what I understand from health and science, is that it's so much easier to come back now. Whereas, 10 years ago, it was way harder to be yourself coming back because of now all the PT, the waters, the pool, the treadmill that you can stand in that like slows you down. Like there's a lot more science now behind getting that muscle and tendon back better than it was even before you tore it.
Right.
And so that's what I'm hoping is happening with him. And supposedly they said he's way ahead of schedule. Like he's already running. So I hope that's real.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're honest, if we can be really honest, and y'all know how I am about this, but I think Zakai Ziegler became a better defender after he tore his ACL. Way better defender. Because beforehand, he would lollygag sometimes, get a little lazy on the defensive end. But I think afterwards, like, he was way quicker, in my opinion. And that may have come with just years of experience again and getting faster and things of that nature. But his defense got better. I mean, he didn't win steals until this year. And so he got better. And so I'm hoping that happens for Jahmyr, because I'm going to just be real with y'all. If he comes back and he's even just as good as he was last year, he gone, y'all. He a first round pick.
So is he supposed to be ready by game 1?
I think they're gonna hold him out till Georgia.
Okay.
If I had to guess, the lingo I've heard is Georgia, but that's why we went and got Colton Hood from Colorado, who was a dog. If y'all didn't watch him play,
I'd rather them put him in second half of ETSU, even if it's just for like 10 to 20 plays. Don't make his first action back Georgia. You know what I mean?
I don't care. Strap up, bro. I don't care who we playing. Strap up, my dog. I just need you on the field. I get what y'all saying, but I'm done with that. If that's when you playing, strap up, bro, and let's ride. Yeah. Like, get your butt in warm-ups, get trucked a couple times. I don't care. Like, play, bro. It's time to eat. And then, you're out on the island a lot of times. We love to play a lot of man-to-man, but when we play zone, I thought Jermai played better zone than man. You remember against Arkansas, we was in a whole lot of press man, and they just kept back shouldering him to death. And it wasn't his fault. I mean, they were just Taylor Green didn't throw. Dots. Dude, that's what he didn't throw like that the rest of the year, bro. I mean, like perfect throws. Look at the boy Aaron Duck in the building. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you, my boy. But y'all, as we wrap up, man, on the midweek chat. Obviously, we've talked about the chances of the playoff. We've all said who we think could be the best player. We talked about the offense. We're forecasting this Sunday, man. We're going to do our first preseason full rankings of what we think Tennessee's record is going to be, game for game, line for line. I am so nervous. Like, I don't even want to do the show Sunday because I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm torn because I really want to be like, yeah, we're winning 10. But then there's the realist part of me where I'm like, bro, we're winning 8 games, and I just got to find the 4 we're going to lose. And I hate that one of them's definitely going to be Florida in the Swamp, because it's like, if we want to be honest, y'all, we are light years ahead of Florida. But for some reason, we not going to beat them, bro.
I don't know, bro. After that LSU game, Florida was a whole nother team.
We are light years ahead of Florida. Billy is the worst coach in the SEC.
I would say I would agree with you in every aspect of the game except one. And sometimes that one aspect of the game is all it takes.
Yeah, they're great at quarterback, bro. Lagway's a dog. I get it.
Yeah.
That's it. He lost his best receiver, and who is a Titan now, Shimmery DK. I don't know. I'm telling you, he seemed injury prone to me too. He seemed kind of like a paperweight. So if he get hit, it just seemed like he injured. And he be trying to truck people and stuff, which is crazy. But he is great. DJ Lagway is a diamond in the rough for them. But if you ain't got the guys around him to be great, then I don't care. So I think our program, Sale, is light years ahead of Florida's. they have a more talented player at one position.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
You know, the defense is going to show up at home against us, though.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be turned up. That's what I'm saying. We're losing that game. I'm going ahead and saying it. And excuse me, I'm going to try not to change it because I know how I get. It'd be like August. I'm like, oh, bro, we're going undefeated. I'm being real all year, y'all. I'm not playing with that this year.
Right. I'm gonna crop this clip and I'm gonna save it then.
Clip it. Clip it, bro. Dang, now it's gonna be on Insta forever. But anyways, y'all already know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel. It's so much fun when I get my guys back with me, y'all. It's gonna be a great summer again, man. We're just doing 2 days a week. Sometimes it's gonna be 1 day a week until we get into game a month, which is August this year. So y'all have a great rest of your week. Happy Wednesday. For my guys, man, for my guy C2 and my guy Sale, it's your boy Ruck in the building. And you already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you guys back live on Sunday on YouTube and Facebook. We out.